Some of the coolest stuff in Sea of Thieves are the rarer cosmetics, the cosmetics that take a while to get, the ones that stand out, and that you rarely see on the seas. A good example of some sails that are pretty hard to get are the ancient vault sails, which require the Seeker of Ancient Vaults commendation in order to purchase them. In this video, I'm going to show you how I got through the massive 100 vault openings required to get the ancient vault sails in just a few sessions. I've also got a method for grinding out up to 5 gold hoarder commendations at once using this method, so stay tuned for that near the end of the video. Hello pirates, my name is Ellie and I post regular Sea of Thieves videos on this channel. If you want to stay up to date with the game, then remember to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when I put up a new video. So you may already know this, but prior to Captaincy coming to the game in Season 7, you didn't really have much choice over what sort of voyages you did. With Captaincy came choice, and with choice came the ability to choose a very specific voyage type for your goals. The commendation we're looking at is called Seeker of Ancient Vaults, and it requires 100 gold hoarder vault openings, and the voyages you need for this commendation are the ones where you use a compass to find fragments of a treasure map which lead you to a key for a vault on the seas. Prior to Captaincy, if you were over level 50 with the gold hoarders, you would end up with the highest level voyages and gold vault keys. And for those voyages, you would get fragments towards a map that was made up of 5 fragments in order to get a key. This can mean that you have to visit up to 4 or sometimes even 5 islands before you get the key location, and obviously that's what makes these take time. However, when Captaincy came out, it meant that you could now choose the lower level voyages of the same type, which only require 3 map fragments to complete the map for the key. This means you have a 1 in 3 chance of getting the key location on your first dig rather than 1 in 5. It also means that worst case scenario you're only going to 3 islands instead of 5. Okay, so here I'm going to show you the exact voyages you want to pick up. Obviously you will need a captain's ship to do this because you need access to the captain voyages shop at the shipwright. Once you're here, you need to buy the gold hoarder commission bundle, not the prized commission bundle. Don't buy the prized one as this will be for the gold key compass option. You want the regular commission bundle. Now bear in mind that these lower level vaults are stone keys, not the gold keys, so you're not going to get the good captain chest loot in these vaults. However, if you want to grind out these openings, then you shouldn't be stopping for the loot, so it doesn't really matter. With my method, I'll literally drop the voyage. It actually also works best solo, so that you don't have to constantly keep both voting on voyages, but you can do it with a crew if you want. Whack out the compass and follow it to the first island. Hopefully you'll get the X, but if not, on to the next island. As soon as you have the key dug up, head straight to the vault, it's 4 and open it. I know some people say to stack 5 or 10 at a time or whatever, but I don't see how that helps anything, plus you're more likely to lose your vault keys if you do that. Best to get them opened and move on before that grade 5 Reaper port hops in and craps all over you and your vault key stack. You have to sail around getting the keys anyway, so you may as well be opening vaults on your way, not just stacking keys with no real progress towards the commendation. Using this method, I managed to get to 100 pretty quickly, definitely a lot faster than it would have taken prior to Captaincy. A lot of the times I was getting the key location on the first dig because of that 1 in 3 chance versus the 1 in 5, and it really does make a difference. Now, I didn't grind out vaults when they first came out. In fact, I probably only did a few went around that time and only really started working on the commendations like way after that. Over the last year or so, I've been occasionally grinding out vaults, but prior to Captaincy I was only at 40 to 50 vaults. When Season 7 and Captaincy came out, I decided to start working on vault openings, and I got to 100 vaults while grinding some other commendations, which I'll talk about in a minute, within a few weeks, and that included my normal sailing sessions where I wasn't grinding out vaults. So it was much faster this way than it was prior to Captaincy. As I said at the beginning of the video, if you want to, you can grind multiple commendations for gold hoarder at the same time with these voyages. I finished most of the other commendations before vault openings because of how many you have to do, so it's definitely worth considering if you're a completionist. So there are several commendations for hitting certain levels with your emissary flag. I worked on the grade 2 and grade 3 commendations, and basically what I did was every time I hit grade 3, I would swing by an outpost and lower and re-raise my emissary. This obviously meant more sailing around, but it was worth it to grind out that commendation. You get emissary level every time you dig on these voyages, and you can also pick up and drop the trinket loot that the skeletons drop, so you can get to grade 3 pretty quickly. The other commendation that I worked on was the tribute chest sold. This was pretty easy to do in tandem because obviously you're opening vaults anyway. However, bear in mind that for speed, basically all I was doing was opening the vault, running in, doing the vault puzzle, grabbing the ancient tribute chest and leaving. No dilly-dallying getting other loot. If you need some help doing the vault puzzles super fast, then you can watch my video on vault puzzles. I'll put a link to it in the top right corner now and also in the description. So with the emissary flag commendations, the tribute chest commendations and the vault opening commendations, I was basically grinding out 4 commendations at once. I even added in the Reaper's commendation for selling tribute chests there, because once I'd sold all I needed to the gold hoarders, which by the way you can also sell to sovereigns and it still counts, I then moved on to the Reaper ones. There's also that commendation for finding 50 vault keys, but obviously you'll be doing that in order to open 100 vaults, so it's going to passively complete while you do this anyway. Obviously you don't have to do all the other commendations at once, but there's some nice synergy, so I figured it was worth mentioning how I did it. So to summarise, you want to buy the regular commission bundles from the shipwright, and this gives you the 3 map fragment compass voyages. These are the fastest way to get the keys you need to open the vaults, grab the tribute chests and off you go. You can raise, lower and re-raise your emissary as you go to hit those commendations as well, and sell up when you're grade 3 or whatever emissary level is the highest that you need for that grind. Obviously the same rules apply when doing any voyage, keep an eye on the horizon all the time. I also recommend only running an emissary if you actually need the emissary flag level commendations, or if you don't mind being a target for PvP. And remember not to let the loot goblin inside you get carried away in the vaults. If you want these sales quickly, then you will need to forget the loot and just focus on opening the vaults and leaving to get your next key. So there you have it, a fast way to get your hands on these nice sales. I hope it helped, and I hope you can now grind out these sales more efficiently with this method. If you liked the video, then please do leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more Sea of Thieves content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the seas.